You've probably heard by now how cryptocurrencies have been having quite the success in 2021. Bitcoin topped $58,000 in February of this year. Ether, the world's second biggest cryptocurrency, also hit record highs. Even Dogecoin, which was invented purely as a joke, surged more than 50% after Tesla CEO Elon Musk tweeted about it. Today, it's easier than ever to get a piece of the action yourself. You can buy a fraction of one Bitcoin using an app like Coinbase. But that's not the only way you can get your hands on some crypto cash. Of course, even that method will come at a price. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to look at the actual costs associated with mining cryptocurrency. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an upload from us. Bitcoin is a great way to send and receive money, but it's not exactly created for free. Your number one expense is likely to be on power. The community of computer-based miners that create cryptocurrency uses an incredible amount of electrical power. And this process has also led experts to believe that mining cryptocurrency is far from environmentally friendly. Not only is the process painstaking and costly, but it's also rewarding on occasion, which means you won't get lucky every time. Still, mining has a magnetic appeal for investors interested in cryptocurrency because miners are rewarded for their work with crypto tokens. But before you run to spend money on equipment, you have to see if mining is really for you. The primary draw of getting into mining is, of course, being rewarded with Bitcoin. You don't have to be a miner to own tokens. You can always buy cryptocurrency using fiat currency and trading it on exchange sites like Bitstamp. You can also earn tokens by shopping or publishing on platforms that pay in cryptocurrency. But if you're still interested in becoming a miner, keep in mind it won't be easy. You've probably heard that miners have to solve complicated math puzzles in order to get tokens, but that's not exactly true. What they're actually doing is trying to be the first miner to come up with a 64-digit hexadecimal number called a hash that is less than or equal to the target hash. It's basically guesswork. But the job being guesswork doesn't make it easier. The total number of possible guesses for each of these problems is in trillions, and it's incredibly painstaking work. To be the first to solve a problem, you will need a lot of computing power. To mine successfully, you need to have a high hash rate, which is measured in terms of megahashes per second, gigahashes per second, and terahashes per second. That's a lot of hashes. When Bitcoin was first founded, people were able to compete for blocks with regular laptops and computers at home, but that simply won't cut it anymore. The difficulty of mining Bitcoin has changed over time. There are 1 million mining rigs competing to solve the hash problem, and they'll likely reach a solution faster than a setup where 10 mining rigs are working on the same problem. Bitcoin is designed to evaluate and adjust the difficulty of mining every 2016 blocks, or roughly every 2 weeks. When there's more computing power working together to mine for Bitcoin, the difficulty level of mining increases to keep block protection at a stable rate. Less computing power means the difficulty level decreases. To give you an idea of just how much computing power is needed, when Bitcoin first launched in 2009, the difficulty level was 1. As of 2019, it is over 13 trillion, meaning if you want to mine competitively, you will need to invest in powerful computer equipment such as a high-end GPU, or more realistically, an application-specific integrated circuit. That'll run up a cost of anywhere from $500 to tens of thousands of dollars. That's not even including the power required to mine cryptocurrency. The more Bitcoin that's mined, the more complex the algorithms get. And now that over 18.5 million Bitcoin have been mined, the average computer can no longer handle those demands. So now, mining requires special computer equipment that can handle the most intense processing power needed to get Bitcoin today. And of course, these special computers need a lot of electricity to run. Since the epic come-up of cryptocurrency, the energy used to mine it has continued to rise, climbing to the equivalent of the annual carbon footprint of Argentina. Written testimony presented to the U.S. Senate on Energy and Natural Resources in 2018 claimed that Bitcoin mining alone accounted for 1% of the world's energy consumption. In fact, Bitcoin mining energy consumption is set to exceed private consumption. The global energy use of all Bitcoin mining will eventually reach the power uptake of Bangladesh, which has a population of 163 million people. In early 2020, researchers predicted that the cost to mine Bitcoin will be at around $12,000 to $15,000 after the block reward halved in May 2020. But it's now cheaper to mine Bitcoin than those earlier estimates. Well, not by a lot, but enough to make a difference to people who have been mining for a while. Lately, miners have been flocking to Iceland, a country known for its moderate climate and abundance of hydropower. Bitcoin has also become more affordable to mine in recent weeks due to two main factors: difficulty adjustments and cheaper electricity in Sichuan, China. Electricity in the region costs $0.04 per kilowatt hour, thanks to the rainy season and abundance of hydropower plants in the area, which has made the break-even cost to mine Bitcoin in the range of $5,000 to $8,500. Even individual miners running commercial mining equipment like the Antminer S9 are operating at a break-even cost of $8,206. But do the benefits outweigh the cost? How much will you earn? Given the current situation, the cost to mine one Bitcoin is $8,206.64, and the value of the coin is $56,200, meaning it's still profitable. The cost to mine Bitcoin for both big mining pools and individual miners can range between $5,000 and $8,500. So, miners have more incentive to sell to cover operational costs instead of holding on to the Bitcoin they mine. The rewards for mining reduced by half every 4 years. When Bitcoin was first mined in 2009, one block earned you 50 Bitcoins, or BTC. In 2012, this number came down to 25 BTC. By 2016, it came down to 12.5, and in May 2020, it dropped to 6.25. In November of 2020, the price of Bitcoin was about $17,900 per Bitcoin, which meant you'd earn $111,875,000 for completing a block. Though the value may have dropped, it's still a pretty good incentive to solve the hash problem. This splitting in half, or halving, of Bitcoin is necessary because the cryptocurrency has a fixed limit of 21 million BTC. As it reaches its maximum supply, the rate of producing BTC decreases to provide balance. But as we've seen, when a halving happens, miners experience a near 50% cut in their revenues overnight. As such, it typically leads to over-leveraged miners to capitulate or stop operating due to high costs. Are there any risks? As with anything, of course there are. The risks of mining are often financial and regulatory. Mining, in general, is a financial risk. You could go through all the effort of purchasing hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of mining equipment only to have no return on your investment. That said, the risk can be mitigated if you join mining pools. Another potential risk from the growth of Bitcoin mining is the increasing energy usage required by the computer systems running the mining algorithms. While microchip efficiency has increased dramatically for ASIC chips, the growth of the network itself is outpacing technological progress. As a result, there are concerns about the environmental impact and carbon footprint of Bitcoin mining. But there are currently efforts to mitigate its negative effects by seeking cleaner and green energy sources for mining operations, such as geothermal or solar sources. Not only will you have to factor in the costs associated with the expensive equipment required for solving the hash problem, but you will also need to consider the incredible amounts of electric power mining rigs use in search of the solution. Websites like CryptoCompare offer a calculator that allows you to plug in numbers such as your hash speed and electricity costs to estimate the costs and benefits. But if it's not for you, like we said before, you can always just buy it on the exchange, or invest in a company that manufactures ASIC equipment for GPUs, the things that are required to mine Bitcoin. So which one are you going for, mining or investing? Let us know in the comments below.